Hello friends, my name is Salan. Today I will discuss Daily Current Affairs 21 July 2023. है ना? Let's start. About Cinematograph Amendment Bill 2023. It seeks to amend the Cinematograph Act 1952. It has provision for harsher punishment to film by piracy and the introduction of new age category for classifying film. Film classification if has provision to classify film on the basis of age group instead of the current practice of rating them U unrestricted public exhibition A restricted to adult audience and UA under unrestricted public exhibition subject to parental guidance for children below the age of 12. The amendment seeks to add new classification US 7 plus, US 13 plus, and US 16 plus in place for 12 years. It also seeks to bring about uniformity in categorization of film and content across platforms, stricter law against piracy. The bill holds stricter punishment of those responsible for piracy. This includes the 3 years of imprisonment and a rupees 10 lakh penalty for those engaged in piracy. Once the bill released, the act of piracy will be considered an offence legally and will include even transmitting printed content punishable. What is the Cinematograph Act 1952? It was enacted by the Parliament to ensure that film are exhibited in accordance with the limit of tolerance of Indian society. It established Central Board of Film Certification (CBFC), popularly known as the Censor Board, appointed by the central government to sanction and clarify film. The board scrutinizes the film in its entirety and based on the contemporary standard of Indian society following the procedure laid down under the Act. Board can either make a speaking order of rejection or grant the certificate which shall be valid for 10 years. The Act also authorizes the police to conduct search and seizure if the film is being exhibited in contravention of any of the provisions of the Act. What is cinematography? Cinematography is the art and craft of making motion picture by capturing a story visually. Tough technically, cinematography is the art and the science of recording light either electronically one onto an image sensor or chemically onto film. Next is what are mRNA vaccines? Messenger messenger RNA is a type of a single-stranded RNA involved in protein synthesis. mRNA is made from DNA template during the process of transcription. The role of mRNA is to carry protein information from the DNA in a cell's nucleus to the cell's cytoplasm with watery interior, where the protein-making machinery reads the mRNA sequence and translates each three base coded into its corresponding amino acid in a growing protein chain. So mRNA really is a form of nucleic acid which helps the human genome, which is coded in DNA to be read by the cellular machinery. About mRNA vaccine, mRNA vaccines were by introducing a piece of mRNA that corresponds to a viral protein, usually a small piece of a protein found on the various outer membrane. By using this mRNA, cell can produce the viral protein. As part of a normal immune response, the immune system recognizes that the protein is foreign and produces specialized protein called antibodies. Once produced, antibodies remain in the body even after the body has rid itself of the pathogen, pathogen so that the immune system can quickly respond if exposed again. Antibody help protect the body against infection by recognizing individual viruses or other pathogens, attacking to them and marking the pathogens of destruction. If a person is exposed to a virus after receiving mRNA vaccination for its antibodies can quickly recognize it, attach to it and mark it for destruction before it can cause serious illness. Individuals who get on mRNA vaccine are not exposed to the virus, not can they become infected with the virus by the vaccine. How are mRNA vaccines made? To make an mRNA vaccine, scientists must first identify a protein on the outside of the virus that the body immune response will respond to the target protein. The protein they choose must be sufficiently different from proteins on the outside of the body on cells so the immune system only attack the virus. Then they identify the DNA that has the information for making the target protein. Scientists use the DNA to produce the mRNA for the target protein. Once enough mRNA has been made, the DNA is broken down to ensure that only the mRNA is packed in the vaccine. The speed and efficiency of the process can make large amount of mRNA in a short period of time. What are antibodies? Antibodies are proteins that protect you when a unwanted substance enters your body produced by your immune system. Antibodies bind to those unwanted substances in order to eliminate them from your system. Ranjit Sagar Dam (RSD). The Ranjit Sagar Dam, also known as the Thin Dam, is a major water reservoir and hydroelectric power project located on the Ravi River in the state of Punjab. It is located about 24 kilometers, 15 miles from the international border with Pakistan. The dam was constructed to harness the water of the Ravi River and was completed in 2000. It is a concrete gravity dam with a height of about 162 meters, 531 feet, and a length of approximately 518 meters, 1699 feet. The dam creates a vast reservoir known as the Ranjit Sagar Lake of Thin Lake. The reservoir has a storage capacity of around 0.97 billion cubic meter and help regulate water flow for various purposes. It has an installed capacity of 6,000 megawatt. Okay, fact about Ravi River. It origins in the western Himalayas in the Multan Tehsil of Kangara district of Himachal Pradesh. It then flows through the Indian state of Punjab and enters Pakistan, where it eventually joins the Chenab River, Chenab River in the province in Punjab. Hence, in Punjab, the total length of the Ravi River is approximately 720 km. Around 158 km of the river's course lie in India, and the remaining 562 km flow through Pakistan. Tributaries. The Ravi River is fed by several tributaries, including the Badal, the Uj, the Tarnar, and the Basanta rivers in India, and the Ek, the Bara, and the Base rivers in Pakistan. What is gravity dam? A gravity dam is a structure designed to withstand load by its own weight and by its resistance to solidifying and overturning on its foundation. Panel of Vice Chairperson. About panel of Vice Chairperson under the rule of Rajya Sabha, the chairman nominate from amongst the member a panel of a Vice Chairperson. Any one of them can preside over the House in the absence of the chairman or the deputy chairman. She has the same power as the chairman who is presiding. And she hold office unit until a new panel of vice chairperson is nominated. When a member of the panel of vice chairperson is also not present, any other person as determined by the House act as the chairman. It must be emphasized here that a member of the panel, the vice chairperson, cannot preside over the House when the office of the chairman or the deputy chairman is vacant. During such time, the chairman duty are to be performed by such member of the House as the President may appoint for the purpose. The election are held as soon as possible to fill the vacant post. What is composition of Rajya Sabha? It consists of a maximum of 250 members, out of which 230 are representatives from the state and union territories of India. These members are directly elected by members on the state legislative assembly using a proportional representation system. The President of India appoints 12 members who have distinguished themselves in various fields such as art, literature, science, and social services. Key fact about Black Sea. It is a large inland sea located in southeastern Europe, bordering countries. It is bordered by six countries: Ukraine to the north, Ukraine to the north, Russia to the northeast, Georgia to the east, Turkey to the south, Bulgaria to the southwest, and Romania to the west. It is connected to the Mediterranean, Mediterranean Sea through the Bosphorus Strait, the Sea of Marmara, and the Dardanelles Strait. It covers an area of approximately 436,000 square kilometers. The Black Sea receives fresh water inflow all around the basin, but the important ones, renewable Denifer and Denister discharge into the northwestern coastal waters. Limited oxygen level. The Black Sea deeper waters have lower level of oxygen due to its unique geological and hydrological coordination. The lack of oxygen in the lower layer create a distinct environment, and it is one of the world's largest anoxious basin, meaning it has area with very little dissolved oxygen. Iceland. It contains several islands, with the largest of one being Iceland, Giresun Iceland, and Estleven Iceland, Bulgaria. What is an inland sea? An inland sea is an extensive body of water that is largely or wholly surrounded by land. Any connection to the ocean is restricted to one or a few narrow sea passages. Examples of such area are the Baltic and the Mediterranean Sea. Next is what is the heat index? Eh, It provides information about the impact of humidity on the high temperature and thus provide a feel-like temperature for human beings, which can be used as an indication for human discomfort. It provides guidance toward additional care to be taken by people to reduce chronic discomfort. Color codes used by experimental heat index are as follows: green experimental heat index less than 35 degrees Celsius. Yellow experimental heat index in the range 36 to 45. Orange experimental heat index in the range 46 to 55. Red experimental heat index greater than 55 degrees Celsius. The heat index is implemented on experimental bodies only across the entire country, including the state of Andhra Pradesh. Here, present heat index is derived using the heat index equation similar to what is used by National Weather Service, National Oceanic and Atmosphere Administration. Key fact about IMD: it is the main agency responsible for meteorological observation, weather forecasting, and seismology in India. It operates hundreds of observation stations across India and Antarctica. Regional offices are in Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, Nagpur, Guwahati, and New Delhi. It has the responsibility of forecasting, naming, and distributing warning for tropical cyclones in the northern Indian Ocean region, including the Malacca Strait, the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, and the Persian Gulf. Noble Ministry of Earth Science. What is humidity? Humidity refers to the amount of water vapor present in the air. It is a crucial factor in weather and climate as it can greatly influence how humans perceive temperature and comfort. Humidity levels are measured using devices called hygrometer and are usually expressed as a percentage. What is a zombie fire? What is what is zombie fire? It is a fire from a previous growing season that can some smolder under the ground, which is made up of carbon-rich peat. These smoldering fires also produce more smoke because of their lower temperature of combustion. What Why it occurs? As the organic rich Arctic soil dry up because of changing climate conditions, they can burn slowly and release vast amount of smoke into the atmosphere. One major culprit in the rising temperature, the Arctic is warming nearly 4 times faster than the rest of the world, a phenomenon known as Arctic amplification. Among the changing conditions that favor wildfire are change in atmospheric circulation that create period of extreme heat, dry out vegetation, and reduce moisture in soil, and importantly lead to more frequent lightning strikes that can spark blaze. Yes. What is the impact? As the Arctic warm and fires move further northward, peat soil rich in dead plant material burn at an accelerated rate. The burning peat also removed the less insulting farm post the region for frozen carbon-rich soil. Northern ecosystem stored twice as much carbon in their peat and permafrost as the atmosphere, and both are increasingly vulnerable to fire. What is Arctic? The Arctic is a region located at the northernmost part of the Earth surrounding the North Pole. It is characterized by extremely cold temperatures, ice-covered seas, the unique ecosystem adapted to its harsh environment. Credit Guarantee Scheme. It aims to strengthen the credit delivery system and ensures smooth access to finance for entrepreneurs engaged in the livestock sector. The main objective is to encourage lenders to focus on the visibility of project and provide credit facility based on the primary security of the asset being financed. By providing access to financial assistance, it promotes investment in various areas of the livestock sector such as dairy and meat processing, animal feed plant, breed improvement technology, waste management, and veterinary vaccine and drug manufacturing facilities. Funding. The DASD has set up a trade guarantee fund trust of Rs 750 crore which will cover up to 25% of credit facilities extended to eligible MSME by lending institutions. The trust firm, in partnership with NAB Sanrakshan Trustee Company Private Limited, a subsidiary of NABARD ensure credit guarantee for MSME under the AHIDF scheme. Key features include interest subvention of 3%, loan of up to 90% of the total project cost from any scheduled bank, National Cooperative Development Corporation (NCDC), who is eligible for the scheme. The scheme target under subsection of society including first generation entrepreneurs and underprivileged individuals who often lack a collateral security of their ventures. Who is NABARD? NABARD stands for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It is an apex development financial institution in India that was established on 12 July 1982 by the Government of India. NABARD main objective is to provide financial and other support for the promotion and development of agriculture and rural sector in the country. Yeah. Bacteriophages. Bacteriophages. It is also called phase of bacterial virus, any of a group of viruses that infect bacteria. It was discovered independently by Frederick W. Toward in Great Britain 1950 and Felix de Herly in France 1917. De Herly coined the term bacteriophage, meaning bacteria eater, to describe the agent bacteriocidal ability. What are the characteristics of bacteriophages? Thousands of bacteria of phases exist, each of which may infect only one type or a few types of bacteria or archaea. Phages are classified in a number of various families. Some examples include invariable, microvariables, inviridae, microviridae, 2D viridae, and tactiviridae. Like all various virus phages are simple organisms that consist of a core of genetic material surrounded by a protein capsid. The nucleic acid may be neither DNA and RNA and may be double stranded or single stranded. There are three basic structural forms of phage: an icosahedral 20-sided head with a tail, an icosahedral head without a tail, and filamentous form. How they process in human body. Bacteriophages are harmless human cells as they do not recognize them as their bacterial prey. They work by hunting down bacteria and attaching themselves to the surface of a bacterial cell before injecting viral DNA material into the cell. The viral DNA then replicate inside the bacteria. Once enough new viruses have been created inside the bacterial cell, the cell then just to release the new viral particle. All this takes just 3 minutes, meaning one virus can become many in a couple of hours. What is virus? A virus is a microscopic infectious agent that can only replicate within the living cells of a host organism. Viruses are considered obligate structural parasites because they lack the cellular machinery necessary for carrying out metabolic process and reproduction on their own. Instead, they rely on the host cell machinery to replicate and produce new viral particles. What is the Route 267 in Rajya Sabha? According to the rules of procedure and conduct of business in the Council of State, Rule 267 relate to the suspension of rule. It says any member may, with the consent of the chairman, move that any rule may be suspended in its application to a motion related to the business listed before the council of that day, and if the motion is carried, the rule is question shall be suspended for the time being, provided further that this rule shall not apply where a specific provision already exists for suspension of a rule under a particular chapter of the rule. Simply put, under Rule 267, Rajya Sabha MP can submit a written notice to suspended all listed business in the House and discuss on issue of importance that the country is facing. A motion under Rule 267 indicates that a matter was serious enough for the House to suspend its normal business to take it up. The rule further said the chairman alone has the power to give consent for moving of a motion for suspension of a rule, and it is for the House to decide whether the particular rules should be suspended or not. Thus, it is the discretion of the chairman to decide whether to allow a motion under Rule 267 as it states that the consist of the chairman is required for a member opting such a motion. However, this rule does not apply where a specific provision already exists for the suspension of a rule under a particular chapter of the rules. Who can issue Rule 267? Any member of Rajya Sabha can issue notice the chairperson of a discussion on any subject under Rule 267. When was Rule 267 last invoked? The last time it was used was in November 2016 when the upper house invoked Rule 267 to discuss domination. What is Rule 176 in Rajya Sabha? The Rule 176 allows for a short duration discussion not exceeding 2.5 hours on a particular issue. It states that any member desirous of raising discussion on a matter of urgent public importance may give notice to writing to the Secretary General specifying, clarifying and especially the matter to be raised, provided that the notice shall be accompanied by a explanatory notice stating reason for raising discussion on the matter in question. Provide further that the notice shall be supported by the signature of at least two other members. Thanks. Please subscribe my channel. I close my lecture. Thanks.